In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to add authentication to your Python app. We'll set up user authentication using Supabase so your Python app can securely sign users in and out. Even if you're new to Supabase, don't worry, I'll guide you through the exact places to click, why each setting matters, and a few tips so you avoid common pitfalls. Start by opening the Supabase dashboard in your browser and signing in. Once you're in, head to the projects area. If you already have a project ready for this app, open it now. If not, you can create a new project from this screen. Pick the option that fits your situation. Creating new is great for a clean setup, while using an existing project makes sense if your database and other services are already configured. Give it a moment for the project environment to become available. Inside your project, look to the left sidebar and find the Authentication section. This is where you control how users register, sign in, and how tokens are handled behind the scenes. Click into it to bring up the OAuth settings. From here, open the Sign In or Providers area. This page controls which methods are allowed: email and password, magic links, phone, and third-party providers. For today's setup, make sure that allowing new users to sign up is enabled. Turning this on means your app can create user accounts directly via the API or client libraries. If you're in a closed beta or want to limit who can join, you can temporarily disable signups, but for most development flows, keeping it on is the right move. Next, enable email confirmation. With this setting, users must verify ownership of their email before they're considered fully confirmed. That extra step helps prevent spam accounts and protects your app from being used with fake addresses. During local development, you might be tempted to skip confirmations to move faster, but it's still a good idea to leave it on so you're testing the real flow. You can always set up a testing inbox to receive the messages. If you plan to use a custom email provider, you can configure that in the email settings later. Be sure to save your changes here. Supabase won't apply any of those toggles until you click Save, and unsaved changes can lead to confusing behavior when you start wiring things up from your Python code. Now, switch over to the OAuth server area in the same authentication section. This is where you enable the Supabase OAuth server for your project. Turning this on gives you an authorization endpoint and token flow that works well with modern frameworks and clients. It's useful whether you're integrating with a front end, a back end, or both, because it standardizes how sessions and tokens are issued. You'll see fields to configure the site URL. Set this to the base URL where your app is hosted. In production, use your fully qualified domain over HTTPS. If you're developing locally, use your local address. The key is that this must match where users actually complete sign-in, because the OAuth server will redirect back to this address. Keep an eye out for trailing slashes and make sure you're consistent between environments. You'll also see an authorization path. This is the route in your app that will receive the callback after a successful login. Many frameworks expose a conventional path for this, but you can choose any path that your app handles. Just make sure your Python app listens there and processes the returned authorization code or session. There's an option to allow dynamic OAuth apps. Enable this if you plan to register OAuth apps on the fly or support multiple apps pointing to the same auth server. If you don't need that flexibility, you can leave it off for tighter control. Once those fields look good, click Save. With that, your project is ready to authenticate users. From here, your Python app will use the Supabase client or REST endpoints to sign users up, sign them in, and exchange tokens. Keep your environment variables consistent with the URLs you just set, and test on both local and production domains to confirm redirects and email confirmations behave as expected. That's it. You've added authentication to your Python app using Supabase.